The insurance, all right.
We got ambulance chasers today and ALFs.
It was a busy day here. You never know what you're gonna get. All right, so also you said, is Chloe Castellanos here or is she a bond out?
This is an added charge. She was on calendar yesterday.
Oh, hello, ma'am. Good morning. So in this case, you were arrested for grand theft, a third-degree felony, organized fraud, scheme to defraud, conspiracy for scheme to defraud a financial institution, and fraudulent use of personal identification. This is from May 23rd of this year. I will appoint the public defender's office for you. Oh, she's also charged with unlawful use of a communications device too.
That I don't see. I don't know why they're charging her with that.
2 unauthorized withdrawals from the victim's Truist account in South Beach on 5th Street.
Maybe it's the messages on the cell phone with the personal identification.
I don't know. Ma'am, you
Ms. Castellanos does not have funds for a bond. She's asking if you would consider house arrest for all her cases. She tried to contact the bondsman. For the ones yesterday, was it yesterday she was here?
Yes, I don't have any money and neither does my family. I don't have family in Miami and my kids are here. They live with me just so I can be home with my kids.
You know, I cannot do that, ma'am. There are so many victims who were defrauded, who have the aggravation of having to now try and recoup their money and figure out why their ID was stolen. So I don't think house arrest is appropriate. And I'm setting a monetary bond. I agree with Ms. Corey. I don't see probable cause for unlawful use of a communications device. You're gonna have to go see the division judge, Judge James, if you're seeking any type of house arrest, because I'm not giving it to you. Count 1, there's probable cause for grand theft here. It was $6,000, 2 withdrawals, $6,000 and another one for $5,000. She went back 2 separate times to withdraw this money back in May. Count 1, grand theft is $2,500 bond. Count 2, organized fraud is $2,500. Count 3, organized scheme to defraud. I don't mind, or conspiracy for organized scheme to defraud. I'll set that at $1,000. Count 4, fraudulent use of personal identification. I think that should be a third-degree felony. It's charged as a second. So I'll set that bond to $2,500. Count 5, unlawful use of the communications device. I do not see probable cause. Do you
On
want?
count 4, I think it's a secondary felony because it's over $5,000.
Really?
Yep.
Well, the other ones were. I don't think they were second-degree felonies, were they? When we saw her yesterday, yeah, maybe they were. That's all right. I can lower it to that. I have a feeling there may be more. I also imposed a Nebbia requirement, didn't I?
Requesting an
Yeah.
ambulance.
Yeah.
And count 5, you want $1 or release outright?
$1 fine, Judge.
$1 for count 5. That's plus a Nebbia requirement. You have to show the money used to post your bond is from a legitimate source of funds. Good day, ma'am. John Marcellano. Or Marcellino.
He's on probation.
Good morning, sir.
Honestly,
Sir, you were arrested for failing to register as required by law. I will appoint the public defender's office for you.
Se le acuse fue arrestado por haberse incumplido con haberse ido a inscribir tal como requiere la ley. Le nombro a la Defensoría Pública para que lo represente.
1 second.
Un momento, por favor.
So I guess he bought a car and didn't register it as required by law. There's probable cause. Bond is $2,500.
Supongo que compró un carro y falló en inscribirlo.
You have a hold. You'll see your judge. Probation hold. You will see your judge tomorrow. Have a good day.
Tiene una orden de retención. En su caso de condena condicional, va a estar viendo el juez ese mañana. You said $2,500, Your Honor?
$2,500 with the probation hold.
$2,500 es la fianza en este nuevo caso.
All right, next we have on page 5, Waldo Perez Roho.
he's on probation.
Hold for F24-7571, F24-23284.
Spanish, please.
Good morning, sir. You were arrested for driving as a habitual traffic offender.
Fue arrestado por estar conduciendo ya siendo clasificado como ofensor reincidente de tránsito.
You also are on probation, so there's a hold for you to see your judge tomorrow for your open probation case.
Y también usted estaba ya previamente en otros casos bajo condena condicional, así que tiene una orden de detención en ese caso para ir a ver su juez en ese caso mañana.
There's probable cause for the charge and your bond is $2,500. Have a good day.
Hay causa probable en este caso y la fianza en este caso será $2,500. Tenga un buen día, eso es todo.
Next is Raylyn Carbonell. Page 6. Busy TJ Maxx, I guess, is the co-defendant. He may need the interpreter. Good morning, sir. Do you speak English?
Yes.
Sir, you were arrested for grand theft, a third-degree felony. It's involving a theft at the TJ Maxx store in Flagler Street. It's alleged you and your co-defendant stole over $2,800 worth of merchandise. So there is probable cause for the charge. You are ordered to stay away from the TJ Maxx store at 10001 West Flagler Street in Miami, Florida. You are not allowed to go to that store and you must stay away from there. Do you understand, sir?
Yes, ma'am, I understand.
State, do you have an objection to pretrial?
Requesting a bond because the defendants got an open misdemeanor as well as some withholds from earlier this year. Also, we're talking about $2,800 worth of merchandise.
Is he eligible for pretrial? Pardon me? Yeah. Pretrial services alternate fund, $2,500. Make sure to keep all future court dates, stay out of that TJ Maxx. Have a good day. His open case is a drinking in public. He's eligible for pretrial and I'm giving it to him. Next is Joseph Anderson on page 6.
He's a wardee, Your Honor. We need to set it.
I will appoint the public defender's office.
That hearing had a little bit of everything. Judge Mindy S. Glazer presided over a busy bond docket that touched on fraud, probation issues, and a retail theft, and she kept the pace brisk with her signature mix of clarity, candor, and pragmatism. NM opened with Chloe Castellanos, facing an added case for grand theft, organized fraud, conspiracy, and fraudulent use of identification after allegedly withdrawing $11,000 from a South Beach trust account. Castellanos, respectful but anxious, asked for house arrest so she could stay with her children, saying she had no family in Miami and couldn't afford bond. Judge Glazer was firm but direct. "I cannot do that, ma'am," pointing out the many victims left dealing with stolen identities and financial losses. She set bonds totaling several $1,000s, struck the unlawful use of communications device count for lack of probable cause, but imposed a Nebbia requirement, proof that any bail money came from legitimate funds. Castellanos listened quietly as the terms were set. Next came John Marcellano, arrested for failing to register after buying a car. Through an interpreter, Judge Glazer explained the charge plainly, found probable cause, and set bond at $25, noting he also had a probation hold that would keep him in custody until he saw his supervising judge. His demeanor was quiet and compliant. Waldo Perez Roho followed, also on probation, charged with driving as a habitual traffic offender. Judge Glazer confirmed probable cause and set bond at $2,500, but reminded him the probation hold meant he wouldn't be leaving until his other judge reviewed the matter. The docket then turned to Raylyn Carbonell, accused of stealing $2,800 worth of merchandise from a TJ Maxx. Judge Glazer issued a stay-away order from the store and, despite the prosecutor pointing to prior withholds and an open misdemeanor, granted pretrial services with an alternate $25 bond. She made sure Carbonell understood the stay-away and court date requirements, keeping the exchange crisp but clear. The overall atmosphere was brisk and businesslike. Defendants varied from anxious to subdued, and Judge Glazer's tone adapted accordingly. Firm in denying house arrest for a major fraud case, straightforward in explaining probation holds, and practical in granting pretrial release when appropriate. The docket showed her balance of efficiency and accountability, making sure every defendant left knowing exactly where they stood. If you found this hearing insightful, consider subscribing, hitting the bell, and letting me know your thoughts in the comments below. I read every one.